This whole thought of, oh, I go to the range. Hey, listen, that's horribly misguided thinking that you're going to just have this great shot because you go to the range. Because stress is what's involved outside of the range. So when you're in the range, you're in a controlled situation. You know everything that's happening, and I'm just aiming at this target.
Paper don't shoot back.
Listen here, when it's live action, it's a totally different monster. Like, we're not talking about the range anymore. Now, are you still going to have that dead eye shot that you had in the range? Probably not. It's very few people who are still going to be capable of that level of preciseness that you need to center mass or headshot or whatever the case is that you're going for. It's the rare individual who can be that sniper up in the tree.
Right.
The very rare individual. That's why he's special. It ain't 700 million of them motherfuckers. It's 3. And everybody else is everybody else. Your bullets is gonna go astray.
Well, we're gonna keep paying teachers more, right? We talk about other people that have to carry a firearm and that have other responsibilities that are more important. I'm not saying teachers aren't important, but you're putting into the military, into the police officers, right? And they're not getting paid, and they're putting their lives on the line every single day, right? And a teacher, and it may never happen to a school, it may happen more than one time to a school, but we're getting into another topic of difference of this guy gets paid more because he holds a gun, but this guy over here, that's his job, quote unquote, right? And he should just get paid $40,000 a year just because he's a police officer or he's in the army. Now a teacher's going to get a $10,000 raise because they're carrying a gun, but they may never even use it. I think this guy's putting his life in the line a little bit more than the teacher is. But again, there's not an exact science to tell me that this guy deserves this and this guy deserves that. It's just, it's messed up in the sense.
It all creates arguments because at the end of the day, like you said, I think, again, we would all probably just as normal people agree, yeah, man, cops probably should make more money. Like, I don't think as much as, and I got some beef with the police personally, and if you know me long enough or you're around me and you listen to me talk, you'll hear it. It's not an overall, I think cops are fucking bad. Right. There's a lot of bad cops though, and there's a lot of good cops that don't do anything about the bad cops, but I digress. Cops should be paid more. Like, at the end of the day, the job they do is a fucked up, dangerous job where you could lose your life today. Like, at the end of the day, you might not go see your family ever again.
Exactly.
Right. That alone should just give me some type of a bump in pay. Like, hey, man, you might not see your family tomorrow. Well, there's got to be some extra cash coming with this. Like, for me to even take it.
That's something to consider, though.
You got to think about it. But it's just more argument. Because, like you said, a teacher should get, they're going to get a bump. If I'm a cop, I'm definitely looking at that like, hold on now.
Right, when a McDonald's worker's getting paid more than an ambulance worker, then it's like, why I'll go flip burgers,
But it come back to your government. Because at the end of the day, we're talking about government jobs. Like, essentially, teachers are government jobs.
Right.
Cops are government jobs. Why aren't these people being paid better? But then you got your senators, your congressmen, they get themselves raises all the fucking time.
All the time.
You go into Congress and you definitely come out rich. Like 100% of the time. Nobody goes into Congress, has a career, and comes out with regular people money. These people are rich. It's a reason why everybody that goes there becomes rich. Y'all ain't all the smartest motherfuckers in the world. So it's obviously a reason. It's something in the system that allows you guys to come up in ways that you probably shouldn't. Like, somebody should probably put a cap on the way y'all is capitalizing. Like, it has to be something in place where it's like, damn, bro, like you've got enough.
Well, like, the consideration is the same people benefiting are the same ones that would put that cap in place.
True. And that's why there's no cap. Like at the end of the day, the government is running rampant.
Well, did you read the article recently where correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it was Arizona. There were 2 bills that they were considering.
Oh, yes.
Back to back. The first bill was subsidizing the impoverished youth school lunches. The other was
them getting free,
which got voted down, right? That got vetoed, nixed. Yet they approved an increase in the stipend for their own.
And this was crazy.
How fucked up is that?
It's very fucked up. This was crazy. First of all, fuck them kids next level.
That's FTK on a whole nother level.
I mean, they are a high level FTK.
Yeah.
Secondly, though, look at the quality of food that those kids would have gotten and versus the quality of food that they're going to get.
Exactly.
We're talking about that little square pizza
Bosco
that you get.
Sticks versus,
you know what I'm saying? They're getting fucking beef Wellington. They're getting filet mignon.
Like, I got spam on my tray.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it just shows you how fucked up it really is out here. At the end of the day, people are people. They are always going to go to what benefits them. People are selfish.
The conversation is school lunch for these kids or me eating.
Human beings are naturally selfish. If I got to choose between you and me, I'm gonna choose me.
Right.
And they unfortunately, they're in a situation where they're choosing it for so many. Like if I go and just choose me over him, it's just one situation. I fucked over him for my own personal self. That's two people affected.
Right.
When you're doing this on a governmental level,
you fucking over
millions, hundreds of millions of people.
But I think that's why, like, we talk about it. You said you fuck over one person, right? We understand, like, hey, I'm out here to survive. I got to do what I got to do to survive, no matter what situation you're in. But that's why everybody hates the government, right? Everybody gets on, bitches and moans about this guy didn't do this, or that guy didn't do that, and help us out, right? Because they're voting for so many. But again, what's in a 1,000-page bill? Why are we giving all this money to whatever and can't help our own people?
That's true.
Can't give our government jobs, our teachers raises, but we're going to go send millions and trillions of dollars overseas when it's not. In my opinion, it's not necessary. We can't even take care of our own people.
That's that bullshit.
It makes sense to take care. That's akin to, on a much smaller level, me not taking care of my household so I can take care of 3 of the households down the block.
It's exactly what
Who
it
the
is.
fuck is going to do
That's
that?
exactly
Like that.
what
That's
it
what
is.
America
That's
does, though.
exactly the
We go out
picture
of
they
our
paint.
way to help other people to look like these great citizens of the world, and globally we want to be looked at a certain way. Hey, how about you cure poverty here,
Right.
and then worry about poverty there? Because fuck poverty there as long as I live here.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, I'm gonna make sure my kids eat, and then if your kid's hungry, they can get some.
Right.
If there's extra. But if it's half and half, fuck your kids.
Right.
And that's how it's got to be. Like, it sound fucked up to say, but at the end of the day, like, I'm not here to take care of everybody. I'm here to take care of me and mine first. And that's what the government should be doing.
Well, the crazy part is it sounds even weird to say it in theory when you're like hypothesizing if the government is there. Like socially we run through all of these things and be like, I think they're out to get me, right? We all have those thoughts at some point about the government doing or not doing. This one was blatant in your face.
Oh, yeah, fuck y'all.
There was
Fuck
there's no hesitation. I wonder if they were like,
there you go.
y'all eat? Nah. We eat? Yeah.
Bing.
Immediately.
How?
Yeah.
How do you walk out of that room?
Feeling okay with yourself.
Exactly.
But to be honest,
Well, at first you have to give a fuck about anybody, period. Like, you just gotta you can't be a decent human being and be like, fuck them kids.
man, I was just gonna say, even if the second bill wasn't on the table, the first one should have just passed.
Exactly.
Like, that should have just passed. Like,
But
this
you
is something
didn't
where if somebody just randomly walks up to you, hey man, do you think kids should eat? Yes, I do. Like,
If you have to
like,
pause
this
and
is
go,
not hard. Like, how is this a question? Like, that would be my response.
this
Is,
even a-
what
like
kind
I
of
said-
fucking question is that, bro?
Like I
Like,
was saying,
I obviously think
always,
they should eat.
They always put stuff in to be voted for. Like I say, like certain shit shouldn't even be voted on. Like that shouldn't even be a vote.
If you look
know
at
what I mean?
government spending in this country, though, like the fucking military is like 98% of all the money being spent. Like, why, bro? And it ain't to the people in the military. That's
Right.
the real problem.
Right,
Like,
yeah. Right.
it's not them. It's the shit you're spending money on, not necessarily the people.
Right.
So we're buying these, warheads and things that are just ridiculously priced, but we're not paying the motherfuckers who are transporting them. Sounds questionable to me.
Because everybody's replaceable and they'll get somebody for cheaper than you are.
Go.
But you know what happens when you replace people? Every time you go down a level, you go down in quality.
100%.
So at some point, you had a top-notch motherfucker who was making sure, hey, I'm going to transport these and nothing's going to happen. And then at some point, the dude that's transporting, he's swerving. Because he don't give a fuck about this shit. And somebody's going to die. Like at some point, somebody's going to die because this dude just doesn't give a fuck.
Right.
How
And
much
that's
are
what
you
you're
willing to
that's what you're paying
sacrifice?
for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, the
yeah,
grass
yeah.
isn't always greener on the other side, but like, man, when you're gone, we don't appreciate what you do anymore, and then all of a sudden, like you said, 3-4 people go by and like, shit, maybe we should have kept him around. Yeah,
Because
maybe
now
he
we
did
realize
more than we realized
Yep,
what he
that
did.
quality is hard to replace. It's easy to replace the human. It is hard to replace the quality of the human.
Right.
So the further removed you get from that top notch guy, you just getting more and more dangerous.
I mean, it's like hiring low paid security to guard your multi-billion-dollar fortune.
It is.
So I got to look at this money all day.
It is. It is. It's
All
just
day.
like
Right.
it's like
That's what I'm saying.
If I'm paying you a poor man's wage to guard Fort Knox,
You gonna
I'm
give me a
almost
poor man's
guaranteeing Fort
effort.
Knox is getting broke into at some point. I'm almost guaranteeing.
Now, I'm not the smartest man in the world, but there's a high probability.
Somebody's getting in this motherfucker at some point because these motherfuckers don't care. They sleep on the job. You know what I'm saying? They bring a hose by. They doing all type of foolishness. Like, let's just be honest here, because if you lose your job at that point, it's just a job.
Yeah.
This is not special. Like, you're not saying like, shit, I ain't letting nobody get through this motherfucker because I make $300,000 and I ain't gonna never get paid like this nowhere else. You like, man, I make $15. I go to KFC. Fuck these motherfuckers. Like, shit.
McDonald's is offering $20 an hour.
You feel me?
Right.
Like, shit, I just go to somewhere else. It's not a big deal.
I'll take less.
It need to
I
be
mean,
Not give a
not
fuck
offering no $20 an hour.
to mess people's order up, and that don't even matter because they need people to work, and
Exactly.
they're making more money than I am,
So
and I'm
McDonald's
busting my
are actually
ass every
paying
single
people
day to try to make
$20
things working.
And I'm protecting something major.
Right?
No, that shit won't get protected. Not for 15.
No, not a chance.
But then
No
if we go
chance.
back on the discussion of, arming teachers, and do we have that same attitude when it comes to our schools?
Yeah.
It's an interesting parallelism,
Yeah.
and I don't know the correct answer to it, but
we're gonna put money into protecting the schools, but like you said, we're not gonna for school lunches. We can't get people to get a $5 lunch.
Don't that
It doesn't
sound
even cost
crazy?
them
Yeah,
$5.
that
They're making
sounds
money on
fucking
us
unreal. Yeah, that
paying. When
sounds
we were in
unreal.
elementary school, I think it was like $2.25, right, for lunch.
sure was.
So it was great, but again, now these people that are on need help paying for lunches, they get the worst lunches. They get the PB&J frozen lunch because
Yeah.
they're not being able to be supported by the government to help fund and make sure they have the normal lunch of everybody. They get the Uncrustable. They can't get the Bosco sticks. Now, but it's just a shame that we can't put more money into the school system.
as
We
long
don't
as, we had,
prioritize.
as long as we had our chicken tenders on Wednesdays, I was happy.
The
I
chicken,
couldn't
yeah.
complain.
But you look-
all of
They had
that.
no French
But these
fries on
chicken
Friday,
tenders,
baby.
though.
when you look at the government, right? We have all the lottery winnings, right? And the government, we match it, right? But every dollar they put in, they take out, and we match whatever. The lottery runs every week. There's millions and millions of dollars, and we match the fund, right? We
Where's
don't
it
match
at?
the fund. Where is it at?
I've been saying
Where
that for
is
years.
it
I'm like,
at?
shit, it's always, it's for the schools, man. The schools are struggling. Where the fuck is the money?
Where's the funding?
Where is it at? Like, cause like you said, Powerballs and motherfucking Mega Millions and all of this shit, we seeing motherfuckers getting into the billions.
Right.
How are we not seeing much improvement in these schools?
Shit.
Right. It's $1 billion. So you only get 500 of it. There's 500 somewhere else.
Question
right?
that.
I know where it's at. It's in the politicians' pockets.
Well, here's the question. Same thing before. Who's balancing this out?
No fucking body.
Where's the accountability?
There
And if we
is
had to
none.
look at a spreadsheet
There is none.
for
But
some level of accountability to say, hey, if you had to show me dollar for dollar where A, B, and C went, first of all, where is that?
Right.
Because if it's government money, it should be
should be
100% accounted for and readily available to the public. So open the books, show me the money where we're getting billions in Powerball, because people are winning. It's not like
Yeah,
people
people
aren't
are
winning.
winning.
People are
Yeah.
winning. So the money has to be going out because that's
and like
a
he
part of the
said,
agreement.
taxes take more than 50% of it. So
I
but
pay
that's going
taxes.
right
I
back
get
into the-
taxed. I pay taxes, and I also pay taxes on what I'm buying.
yeah, you pay taxes to work, taxes to spend, and taxes to just live. You
Right.
pay taxes for we're
America,
taxed
man.
for everything.
Right. The only place in the world you got to pay to have some shit. You know
Well,
what
you
I'm
have to pay on top of paying on top of paying.
But
Right.
the truth of the matter is, like, it really come back down to the voters. We uneducated.
But does our vote really matter?
it
Like,
would if we
the-
were all educated. The problem is we're not all educated. Like, and we're never going
For
to.
sure.
Like, let's just be honest. Like, it'll never be a society, not in America at least, where everybody is up on what they need to be up. Like, at the end of the day, we're not going to do our studies like that. You know why? Because we got to fucking go to work. And America has made their system in a way where you have to fucking go to work. Like, you're not going to work. You're going to go spend these 8 hours or more every day. And then you're going to be tired. You're going to have to deal with the kids. You got to deal with whatever you got going on in life. When are you doing this studying on what the government is doing? Like, when are you looking into those 100-page bills to read every line to see exactly what the fuck they meant when they said,
Right.
or how is this going to affect? That's what literally everybody would need to be doing. Do we think that's ever happening?
And the problem is we can't get someone to educate us on that properly because there's a guy that says it's all about this thing and it's all about this thing, and you're gonna whatever side you're on, red or blue, you're gonna listen to this guy or that guy, right?
Yeah,
And it doesn't matter if he's right or wrong. You're just gonna that's who you get your education from.
Which is the dumbest shit. Again, it comes back to us, us as the masses, because we have the power. We just don't use it properly. We're too divided, and we're too easily divided, and that is how they do it. I'm a Democrat, so I'm just going to whatever they say. I'm a Republican, whatever they say. Right. That's just a dumbass way of thinking.
Right.
In general, as an adult, I never go into any situation like, well, I like that guy, so whatever he says, I've never said that about anything in my life. So why do you do this with your politics?
Over a billion people in the country, they only got figured out two ways to run it.
Man,
Well,
listen,
here's the
and they
thing.
both the same way.
That's
Some
yeah,
motherfuckers-
But and how do they? I guess we're the dumbasses that put
Yes.
We got
the
more-
A and
we got
B
more
and
soda
vote them,
selections.
right?
we allow it.
We got more
allow
soda
it.
selections than they got ways to run the fucking country.
And
bro.
and they're
Yeah.
the same way. Like at the end of the day, it all benefits them. Like if you look at them, the people who are
100%.
on the left or the right, they all living good. Who not living good? The people underneath them. Like I don't give a fuck what kind of policy you put. You can have all Republicans in office holding every major office, and you'll hear Democrats are bitching and moaning, right? But you know what you won't hear? Democrats going broke. Them motherfuckers are still making their money. on a governmental level. And then if you do it the other way, hey, everybody in office is Democrats. You're gonna hear the Republicans bitching and moaning. But you know what? You're not gonna hear? They're going broke. Right. They all still gonna make their money. So the thought that these motherfuckers is really against each other, the results don't show that because they're all getting rich together.
Right.